Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make a very simple and easy mesh skirt that has a ribbing on the waistband. So this skirt can be paired with a top, or it can even be used to make a gown, as you can see in this photo. So the full tutorial will be up next when we are combining both the pieces together to make a full gown. So for those who haven't yet checked out the top tutorial, this is the Lacey top. It already has a tutorial on my YouTube channel, and then we are going to get the skirt right now, and then later on we shall learn how to make a gown out of the two pieces. So the materials that you will need for this project are yarn, a pair of scissors, a 5mm crochet hook, and a measuring tape, and of course a darning needle to weave in your ends. So for the yarn, I am using this robin yarn, which is 100% acrylic, and it is 50 grams per ball, but each ball is 300 yards. So I needed about 6 of these because I am doubling my strand. So if you're not doubling your strand, you will need approximately 1,000 yards to make the full skirt. If you're doubling your strand, that means you will need approximately 1,800 or 2,000 yards to be on a safer side to make the whole skirt without any inconvenience. So let's jump into the video and get started. All right, so you're going to grab your yarn and your hook, and you're going to start off with a slip knot. And you're going to make a chain that's an even multiple. So an even number of chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this chain should be stretching to your hip measurement. So you're going to make sure that your chain is not twisted. Make sure the braided part is on the upper side at all times. And we're going to make a slip stitch into the very first chain. So insert your hook into the first chain and pull through all. That's a slip stitch. And this will create a circular loop, as you can see here. So we're going to start off with our very first round of mesh. And we're going to start off with a chain of 4. That chain of 4 counts as a double crochet chain 1. Skip 1 chain, skip the next chain, and then 1 double crochet into the next. Chain 1, skip 1 chain, and 1 double crochet into the next. And you're going to repeat that all the way around. This is going to create the mesh pattern. Alright, so we're almost coming to the end of the round, and I am still creating the mesh pattern. And you're going to do that until you have only 1 chain left on your round. So I have this 1 chain left before the end of the round. I will make a chain of 1 and skip that chain, and then slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the first chain 4 of the round. So we have a chain 4 here. You're going to count from the base 1, 2, and 3, and into the 3rd chain you're going to insert your hook and pull through all, and that's how we end our round. So from here you're going to make a chain of 4, turn your work so that you're working in the opposite direction of the previous round, and then you're going to skip over the next chain space and then go into the double crochet with 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. So we are not working anything into the chain 1 space. We are going into the stitches from the previous round, and we are placing 1 double crochet in each double crochet and separating each double crochet with a chain 1 space. So chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next, chain 1, 1 double crochet into the next, and then go all the way around until you're almost at the end of the round, and I'll show you what to do when you get here. All right, so we are coming to the end of round 2, and you'll do the mesh pattern until you have only 1 chain space left, which is this one. You're going to make a chain of 1 and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of the first chain 4 of the round, counting from the base. So this is what you're going to have. Round 3 is basically going to be the same as round 2. So you're going to make a chain of 4, turn your work, and then you're going to go into the next double crochet with a double crochet. So we are going to repeat this around and around, and I'll let you know how many rounds that I'll do before going on to the next step, which is the waistband. All right, so we did a total of 70 rows to get the length of the skirt. This can vary depending on the height of the person that you're making this skirt for. And now we're going on to the waistband. So after your very last round, we're going to start creating the waistband. So after your slip stitch, you're going to make a chain of 10. After your chain of 10 here, you're going to go into, after your slip stitch, you're now going to switch your hook to a 4mm crochet hook, from the 5 to a 4, because we want the waistband to be a little bit tighter. So we're going to make a chain of 8, and then you're going to go into the second chain from the hook and place a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull through all, and then single crochet all the way back down to the body of the skirt. All right, so we should be having a total of 7 single crochets, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 single crochets. So after this, you're going to slip stitch into the chain 1 space and slip stitch into the next double crochet. After this, you're going to turn your work and work 1 single crochet back loop only into each and every stitch of the waistband. So you should be having 7 single crochets back loop only. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. After this, you're going to make a chain of 1, turn your work, single crochet into the very first stitch into the back loop only, and then single crochet back loop only into each and every stitch. So the number of stitches of the waistband remains constant. So for this case, we have a total of 7 stitches across the waistband, and you should maintain that number. So 7 single crochets back loop only, and slip stitch into the next chain 1 space, slip stitch into the next double crochet and turn your work. Then single crochet back loop only in each of the next 7 stitches. So this is what we are going to repeat all the way around the waistband of the skirt. Chain 1 turn, single crochet back loop only in each of the 7 single crochets. So working in the back loop is going to help us create that ribbed effect around the waistband. Slip stitch into the chain 1 space of the skirt and slip stitch into the next double crochet. Turn your work. Single crochet back loop only in each and every stitch. So look at what we have now. We're going to repeat all the way around the waistband opening of the skirt, creating our ribbing. And I'll meet you back at the beginning of your round. All right, so we've gone all the way around the waist of the skirt, and from here you're going to just chain 1 and get your darning needle. We are going to join the 2 sides of the waistband to join them into a round. So just go into stitch to stitch and start joining. All right, so once you join the very last stitch, your waistband is finished. You're going to turn onto the wrong side and we are going to weave in this tail. After weaving in the tail, you're going to cut your yarn. And now we're going to just make a simple chain. Just make a normal chain of about 100 to 150 chains and get your darning needle, pass through this tail, and we're going to put it around the top of the waistband just to make it adjustable. So just evenly place the drawstring. This is going to act as a drawstring. So I'm putting it through every 2 rows all the way around. All right, so when you make it all the way around, this is going to act as a drawstring, as I had mentioned earlier on, and you're going to make a knot at the front of the skirt. And then you're going to cut off the excess strands. At this point, you can add maybe tassels or beads at the end of the drawstring, and that is basically it. You have your maxi skirt ready to wear. As you can see here, and I'll show you the final look on the dummy.